What's up, guys? As promised, here I am talking about the above subject. Wanted to do this video last week instead of a raw review, just because he seemed like the standout person to me of the show. Um, and yeah, let's just get to it. I honestly believe that Daniel Bryan is the best performer in wrestling right now. WWE, TNA, whatever, inside the ring, outside of the ring, um, backstage segments, everything. He's the most consistently good performer at the moment. And I hope it looks as though just the way that they're subtly, notice WWR just ever so subtly in every single week featuring him heavily. He's almost, without being in the main event, he's almost the core of that show. And I'm hoping this leads to a SummerSlam match with John Cena. Now, hear me out here. Hear me out. I just wish one thing WWE have a problem with is baby faces. Not only baby faces, but baby faces that are really over with the crowd. They also have a habit of missing out on opportunity. Um, I would argue one of the biggest reasons that I feel that Daniel Bryan is so over at the moment, as opposed to when he first came in, is because he is completely different to any other babyface that you have on the roster at the moment. He is, and this might be a controversial statement, a babyface with edge. Now, hear me out here. I'm not talking about rock type of edge, but I'm talking about different. Like, I would argue one of the main reasons why we fell in love with Stone Cold as a character, we fell in love with Rock as a character in the Attitude Era, was that whole era was based off them. You know, it was based off entertaining, but not entertaining in your same old cookie cutter pandering to the crowd way, but doing your thing and not giving a fuck. And that's the reason why we fell for your Daniel Bryan's and your, sorry, that's the reason why we fell for Rock and Stone Cold and Jericho and people like that from the Attitude Era. Daniel Bryan is not a cookie cutter babyface. He is pretty much a tweener, or more babyface, but a tweener in terms of the fact that he doesn't cater to the crowd. Alright, he does that, yes, shit, but he doesn't cater to the crowd. He he is very much like at the moment they're running with this kind of paranoid I'm the weakest link story, and it's interesting. It's interesting. Let's see where they go with it. They're given an intensity. An intensity. People believe in intensity, and the other thing people believe in heavily. And I know you American guys will know what I'm talking about here because Americans are notorious for it. I know I'm American deep down at heart because I'm notorious for this shit as well. Nobody loves an underdog more than American audience. Nobody. And that's what Daniel Bryan represents. He represents an underdog. He represents the normal guy. He represents hope. And nobody, I don't care how old you are, I don't care if you're 4 years old or 40 years old, everybody likes hope. And that's what he represents. He represents hope for different reasons. He represents hope as hope for us as smart mark fans who hope that he may change the business. He may make people think another way about the business. He may make WWE care about wrestling again. He gives an ordinary casual fan hope that someone of that size, who's that small, can perform that well in the ring and one day, perhaps one day, become World Heavyweight Champion, or dare I say it, WWE Champion. He represents hope for the little kid who gets bullied at school or teased at school for being small, that one day they may grow up and be just like him. Maybe a bit more clean cut, but just like him. That's what he represents. And I think that's why so many people can identify with him. You know, girls will feel sorry for him. Girls will kind of think like he's really cute deep down at heart. He can play to that card. He appeals to so many different types of audiences. And that's what I like. I personally am a fan of Daniel Bryan. I didn't buy into Daniel Bryan beforehand, so I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not one of these internet. Oh my gosh, and jizz over him because he had a half decent match that went over 5-6 minutes. But I can appreciate the work that he's been doing. I fast forward a lot of Raw because I can't do 3 hours of Raw. I find a lot of it boring, but whenever he's on the ring, he captivates me in what he does. I find it very entertaining. And I think recently, particularly over the last couple of weeks, he's shown that, he can add a bit of intensity to his game. He can make ordinary people look good in the ring. He had a match with Bareback last week. And he made him look half decent in the ring, And that was after wrestling a match before that. I honestly think he's ready. He's absolutely ready. I think what they're planning to do, what I predict that they will do, is that Payback, they'll probably have Randy Orton turn on Daniel Bryan. Just because of how over Bryan is at the moment. The absolute right thing would be for Bryan to go over in those 2 matches, to make him credible for when he eventually faces John Cena. And you know what? It would be amazing if WWE would say, fuck it. They capitalize on it. They capitalize on it. And say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to put the title on him. What the fuck is the worst that can happen? Put the title on him. You're already losing ratings with your boy as champ. So you might as well put the title on Bryan. Because I guarantee you, the next day and night on Raw, people will be tuning in. People will be like, what the fuck? So that's what I would personally like to see happen. I think WWE are madly losing on baby faces. If the plan is for Punk to flip face, they should put Daniel Bryan as face. Flip fucking on heel. If there are 3 people that are completely mismatched in what they need to be, it's Punk, it's Bryan, and it's Orton. Those 2 should be faces, and Orton should be a heel. They just should be. Fans like Daniel Bryan and Punk. They don't want to fucking boo them. And at the moment, Daniel Bryan gets the most genuine babyface reaction in WWE. Period. You can't tell me another babyface that gets a louder pop than he does. So capitalize on that. I just wish that they don't drop the ball with him. I think he is a great performer. Like I said in my Raw review I did earlier this morning, if you haven't watched it, please check it out. He had a great match with Seth Rollins. It was such a good match. I know Seth is a good worker as well, but it was such a good match, and you can tell that he's ready. He's ready to become WWE champion. I would like to see him have a little feud with Orton, win Money in the Bank. There you go. Win Money in the Bank. Have a little feud with Orton to get him ready for SummerSlam. And at SummerSlam, he cashes in Money in the Bank and says, you know what, John Cena, I'm cashing in on you like a man. I want to face you at SummerSlam. You'll get buy rates for that. People will tune in for that because people, although, because you could tell a nice little story as well, with John Cena being the franchise New York Yankees type of wrestler against the small underdog that David and Goliath. You can tell a beautiful story like that. Please, WWE, please, you're losing me here, but if you can just do this one thing for me. Daniel Bryan at the moment is my favorite wrestler on WWE just because of his work. He's genuinely performing well. And what I would love to see happen is just to accumulate the whole thing, the wave that he's riding, just crown it with a SummerSlam match with John Cena. Make it happen, book it. There is no other way, there is no other alternative. We need this to happen. Anyway, so enough of my ranting and raving. I hope you like this video. I try not to ramble on too much. But comment, subscribe, like this video, comment down below. Please do subscribe if you are enjoying the contents of my videos. I'm going to try and do these topics a little bit more. For people that have been inboxing me asking, yeah, I will finish my Arsenal series. Just bear with me. I will get around to finishing that. I'm going to try and endeavour to do that this week. Yeah, guess I'll see you guys soon. Take care.